Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube video. That's my chair squeaking. What a great start. You're gonna have to deal with the chair squeaking. That's how it's gonna go. Cutting all the corners we can here. Anyway, today I am showcasing a MOC I've spent the past, I'd say about a month on this. Yeah, I'd say about a month, spending like a week on each level. Yeah, so this is basically just any normal Lego City shopping mall. It has 4 floors, a coffee shop, a tailor's, a like sporting goods shop, a newsagent's, a toy shop, a pharmacy, an ice cream parlor, a hardware shop, a arcade, a pizza fast food restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, a bank with a big bank vault, a hot dog stand, a garden center, and a live music stage. So not too much is going on, you know, just keeping it nice and light. Yeah, basically, I built this, thought it was pretty cool, and I thought I should show it. I don't actually make, like, Lego City isn't really my thing. This is, like, quite different to what I usually do. I'm much more of a Star Wars focused MOC creator, and that'll be the bulk of my MOC showcases. And, yeah. So, I've had enough blabbering on. Let's have a look at the level. Let's start. We'll go from the bottom up to the top. Actually, before we start at the beginning, I want to talk about the outside of the MOC, just these 2 blank walls. This one, and so this thing is a hefty boy to move over. This wall. If you look at the back, you can get a sneak peek of what's to come with this, which is now not lined up for some reason. Don't want to push that too hard. It does line up. As you can see, there's a ton of rooms over here. There's a couple of secret compartments if you look carefully. And then this side's even worse. What's going on there? Yeah. Anyway, let's move this boy back around. My biggest problem with the outside, basically, when I was making this MOC, my ultimate aim was to make as little bricklink orders as possible. That was the ultimate goal. So as you can see, there's a change in the pieces I use for the windows between the bottom floor and this one here. This one, basically because I completely ran out of these, and this is all I had left. In fact, things like that cutting corners inspired me to make decisions. Like, as you can see, these 2 windows are blocked out, but there's a specific reason for that, which you will see on the inside of that room. So, anyway, we can get down to the front. As you can see, there's a nice door. You can't see anything in there. None of this is lit up because lighting's hard and I don't know how to do it. But if we go here, well, I'll show you this. This is my big mall sign. It was initially going to say shopping centre, but that's quite hard to do, so mall works fine. And it's got 5 nice lanterns glowing down on top. On top of here is a little dial that's got a rod going through this entire building. So spinning that spins these doors, which I think looks quite good. It's got a good effect. We'll go this way first and show you the first establishment of the mall, which is my tailor's. Okay, so now I've basically just dug out the entire interior of the building. It's all over there in bits. It looks a lot bigger over there than when it's all smashed together. And you move this to the side and... Where's it gone? The second floor is permanent, but all the rest are modular and removable. As you can see here, that's my awesome. That's entirely the right colour, and that's supposed to be just like that. Definitely wasn't me just completely running out of pieces and using technique to fill up the holes. Yeah, anyway, down here we've only got, this is actually one of my more sparse floors, mainly because of this, which is a escalator. I'll show it in more detail in a sec, but I moved on to a lift later. Again, I'll show you more detail. So first we've got the tailors. If I spin you around this way, some buildings have names, some don't. This one doesn't. It's just got a nice sticker of a bow tie on there. From it's from the sticker sheet from the Brickheads, like you make your own Brickheads set. That's bow tie, I could use that. So you can see there's 2 suits in the window, and you already saw this some more in that way. This corner just has some random pictures of whatever. Adverts or messages. So you go in here, you see there's a streaker who's just run in, desperate to buy some clothes from this store assistant who is trying to keep a happy face. You'll see that throughout this entire MOC I've made a lot of scenes, things that I could find quite funny. They're all silly, but they're just, I don't know, they make me giggle, you know what I mean? This squeaky chair is not doing me any favours. Anyway, again, there's another nice little suit piece in there in the bottom. So there's the tail, he's there, and you can see there's a bride and groom in there, and she's not very happy that Streaker's just come in just as he's trying to find his suit and put it together in the day. Tut tut tut, should have been planning. And you've got a mirror over there. If I keep spinning you around, you can see there's a little hat rack over there with a cowboy hat, because why not? And there's a little umbrella in the basket. And then through this door here leads you to the changing rooms, where you can see a very interesting character trying on a suit. It's a little leprechaun. I believe that's from series, I want to say 6? I think it's series 6 of the collectible minifigures. Not the hair piece or the face piece, but headpiece even. But the hat and the body and that. So there's 2 changing cubicles in there. See, one's empty because it's come out, and then one's got a suit ready to be tried on. I didn't have, the only thing I could think for curtains is Batman capes, because I have a couple of Batmans and their capes worked fine enough for the curtains. And then down here, there's not much turning around just to show you, but there's some trousers in there. Yeah, that's all basically. Moving along to the other side, we have the Coffee Co, or the Coffee Company. This is just some people down there. I'll show that again, that's the way in and out here. And then that's just a map of the, I guess, of the city this is set in. But, okay, we'll go over here. So through the front door we see a man has fallen over. Let's put him back to where he should be. And let's focus, come on. There you go. Okay, so you see through the door there's a long line of customers waiting to get to this coffee. The owner who's not very impressed because he's just spilled coffee all over this farmer man. So everyone else waiting to get coffees rather annoyed. There's some nice chairs. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tables with 2 chairs each. A nice pot plant in the corner. Some nice lanterns. If I try and spin you over, you can see you've got to try to make some coffee like things. There's a sink there and there's some tubing in a coffee pot. Yeah. gonna remember something. Yes, as you can see, forgot what I was gonna say. Through here is toilets. I do have a couple of toilets in this entire build. I think I've got 2 in the total in the entire thing. This is the first one. There's a guy coming out with a plunger. I guess he's done a big plop, I guess. And there's a view in that there. And this was my initial plan for this backside, is that you could open up doors to get a better view of things. Oh, you can look at the toilet and it's just all white there. There's a sink there. But this didn't end up carrying on so much of the build. There's a couple other rooms that have it like this one, which I'll show you in a sec. But yeah, and then in this, there's another little storage room here, which is just extra red cups. Because I had a lot of them. I guess one of the best ways to really show you is through a window. Can you see through there, through the window? Like, zoom in. Basically that cupboard's full of red cups. Yeah. It should be easier to show you as I go further up because there's less wall to get in my way. And then down here is an escalator. I really like this escalator design. A lot of the designs for things were slightly nicked from other people on YouTube, a lot of which was my own designs. But this escalator is heavily inspired by Jangbricks, the most popular Lego YouTuber in the game. His in his shopping mall. And I liked it, so I just thought I could throw one of those in here. You'll see that I didn't carry this on because it takes up quite a lot of space. This entire thing is built on one grey 48 by 48 base plate. Well, not even that. It's a bit cut off on each side. And it's just quite tall. It's, count for yourself, that many tall. Well, not even, it's taller because my top floor buildings are above that. Anyway, I'm waffling on again. So up the stairs, there's people doing their thing. Chair is squeaking like a madman today. So I'll open this, you can see, oh, there's a little secret cave where there's a police guy who's dropped all of his utensils. Basic, right, okay. He's got a phone and he's got a drink that he's been consuming and watching the TV instead of looking at the monitors where you'll see there's been some robbers. This is supposed to represent the entire building, but I don't have a sticker for a custom build, so I just used these off of an old police set I had. I quite like this room. It's got some like grimy elements, and I like this big panel piece, makes it look all grimy. So we'll put him back in there. He's the first of, I believe, 4 different police officers. Well, 3 police officers and 1 security guard in this. So now we are ready to implement. No, we're not quite yet. I'll show you this just now, just so I don't have to later. In here is the only open section of the elevator. This is not pushed out fully. There we go. It's very dirty. You can see there's a giant axle running through it, because as I said, you spin it, it's very hard doing this because the axle comes off with the rest of the build. But that operates the spinny door. And there is a control panel in the back. You can barely see it, but there is something there. The button for it is in a different room, which I'll show you when I add in the second floor, which will be coming up next. Okay, the second floor is now in place. The first thing I'm going to do is immediately remove this wall again, because there's nothing on it except for this security camera, which cables run down to that. Well, the security camera's in that room, so that's all that's to show in that. That's just to block up the wall because there was nothing to put there. Right, moving on. Here we have a news agent, so you can see here, because I really don't like the outside of this one, but there's there is a window there. This is just some pictures of comics and newspapers and whatnot. There's a guy sweeping the floor here. just on this balcony ridged area. If I come in through here, this is probably one of my least favorite rooms in the entire MOC, because I just kind of didn't have much space to do with it. So this is the owner. He's got a bunch of letters on the floor, and there's this old guy who really wants to read this comic book. Yeah, that's my funny scene for this one, isn't that? Isn't that a corker? Yeah, not great. And there's a nice little selection of different ones in the back there. Yes, right, okay, that's that room. Less said about that one, the better. The one next to it is pretty great though, but I'll save that one to the end of this floor. Okay, next up we have the toy box. Look at that sign. Oh, that takes me right back. Built that one a while ago, and the more I look at it, it is not great. Anyway, we can go through this door first, past the policeman over there. Say hello, policeman. Hello! That was strange. Okay, so we have two shoppers. Well, she's carrying all of her shopping, but, you know, and there's another guy trying to get into the lift. I thought this was another lift that was open, but then I realised same lift because this one's built in. But yeah, that's fine. And if you see right there, there's the key to Alpha Gate through to that. Okay, so we'll go into here. This is the leisure, the more like sporting goods section, and then that's the more toy section. This is another example where I just completely run out of lime green tiles. The only ones I had were jumper plates, which I used where I could. It was like the entire base of these windows were jumper plates instead of actual tiles. Same for these ones even. But yeah, so we got a nice selection of skateboards and some helmets to go with them. There's a nice bike. There's a we're gonna go upside down. Let's go upside down. There's some boom boxes and some guitars and other musical instruments. There's a saxophone there. There's two surfboards, and there's a girl reading a car number plate and looking at the, why am I not using the window? The Statue of Liberty. And yeah, because that's just a statue I guess they have on here. And I just realised I forgot to put her firepiece in. Oh well, that would have been too dangerous to have on the inside of a building, so that's why it's not there. There's another fire scene going up on the top floor, and when you see that, you'll see the disaster zone going on there. And of course, you can't have a scene without a granny skateboarding through a toy shop. Moving on, toy shop time. Let's kick this back around. So in the back corner we have a toy soldier, just like mannequin with a guy taking a picture. There's the owner with some, can't think of the thing, just like figures. Someone's shouting outside my window. Thanks for that, appreciate it. And there's a little boy buying a teddy bear. Speaking of teddy bears, there's a nice selection of them. Okay, someone's getting murdered outside my house, that's even better. Oh, you need the police, mate. Don't know if this guy can help. Okay. And the other side, if I can pull it around, this is gonna get continuously harder to pull around as it gets heavier. I guess I can try and show through this window. If you look in the back, yeah, you get quite a good view of things through these windows actually. There's a nice like series of figures and some boxes from the Simpsons series. Is it the second series he comes in? It might even be the first, but I think it's the second. I like those two doll boxes. I think I actually had a suit for, what's his name? Not Mr. Burns' mate. It begins with an S. Smithers? I think it's Smithers. Yeah. Okay. That's the wrong building. This one. So there's some more figures in the back and some boxes underneath them. She's got a nice blue box of one, and then realised that there's Hot Shots. Got one of the big old boxes. This is for the brand new toy in town, the Team Super Flash toys. this will be carried on into another scene. And there's a nice like games station, like a games console being sold there as well. So yeah, that's that scene there. And now we go into, it could be one of my favorites, probably is my favorite. I really like the detail in here. So as you can see, this room is boarded up, and this is the same boarded up room that's in here, so you can't see through these windows. That's because there's a madness going on. As you can see, there is some construction workers working along. This guy's chopping up some wood. This guy's chopping up the same bit of wood. This guy's painting the wall. I tried to make it look like this wall's being painted. That's why they blocked out the window so they don't get paint on the walls. And this guy, and this is the stuff we still got to get done. Other side with a nice hazard warning. There's a pipe being fixed by this girl. So that pipe's going right through that wall. And then a paintballer's come in, knocked over their wheelbarrow, cement's gone all over the floor, he started shooting all over the place with green and orange dots, and everyone's really angry. Yeah. It's not a mind-boggling scene. There's a blueprints there. The only blueprint piece I had is for a Ninjago dragon. So sure, maybe that's what they're building in here. But I don't know what they need the blue paint for, you know. But yeah, I really like this one. I like the detail, I like the floor and how it's like all smashed up. I think the cement trail works really good. I like it all really. I'm really happy with it. It might be my favourite room actually. There's a couple of other fun ones. It's either this one or the office on the 3rd floor. 3rd floor, or is it? No, it's the 4th floor the office is on. Yes, this is 5 floors. This building, if you count the roof. I'm not sure, I might have said 4 floors before, but that would not be counting the roof. This is floor 2, which we've just come to the end of. So I'll see you for floor 3, baby. We're rising up. We've made it 3 stories high. And we finally got the first full floor, I guess, because this one's got a giant open gap. This one's got a giant open gap. This one has a relatively small open gap. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different rooms essentially. Let's start over here with the pharmacy. As you can see, there's a nice cabinet over there. The inspiration for this one was taken from Robin Hood Bricks and his fast food corner MOC, which has a lot of pharmacy in it, and that drawers are basically the same as I did. And I think they look really good, so I thought, yeah, I'll nab that. Same with the cross sign, although I couldn't quite figure out a way to put it out front without it popping up and then destroying the next floor, lying down on it. So, well, I think the same prescription packages are also similar. But there's a guy who's got a prescription, he's got a big old scar right on his chest. Ouch. And then behind here, there's just a cabinet full of drugs or medicine or whatever. Moving along, we have a ice cream shop. So there's some nice like images or like graffiti on the wall, nice picture. And these guys are coming in to pay for some ice cream, which she is gladly scooping up. Got a nice array of things that make it ice creamy. That's fallen over. I can't be bothered really to reach down to pick it up. So let's just say someone knocked it off, because that's been falling off out. I'm just gonna knock over the figures if I go into it. Yeah. That's that one. I spent probably about 2 days making this. Did I spend 2 days making this? God, hope not. I don't think I spent that long. I wasn't spending 2 days straight. Probably about 5 hours maybe in total. Moving on. This room, I guess I can show you it now, because it'll be too hard to do later, and I'm a lazy boy. Basically, a bank vault sits on top of all of this layer on the next floor. And there is a door that leads down these stairs. to the big old vault with a big thing of money and a big vault. And people are making more noises outside my door. Thank you. There's a security guard waiting over here. So there's actually 2 security guards because there's another one in front of the bank. But this is just one here. And as you can see, there's another set of hinges. So there's another one of these. Let's open up and see what's inside. Dynamite time! As you can see, there's 3 robbers. And about 30 bits of dynamite. I don't know if there's 30, but there's a good old bunch of dynamite stuff into there. You can see like right through the stairs, it goes deep in. So they're gonna try and bust through. Don't know how they're planning to get away with that one, but you know, moving on. Just a policewoman and a guy in the corridor, nothing. I don't really have any ideas for this. The wall's kind of bland. I guess I could have probably put something on there, but you know, I probably like that one better, so I'll show this one first. Here we have like a hardware shop that's in a big old bit of trouble. So this lady's bought a bit of wood from the big pot of wood. I was running out of ideas of things to build at this point, and we're only 3 out of 5 levels up. And there's a guy at the counter with a nice little, what's that? It's a lawnmower, like, design. Basically, I wanted to incorporate some turquoise into this, and this was the easiest way to do it for me. Basically, if you can, I don't know how obvious it is, but basically what I'm trying to do is that every room's got a different colour scheme. Generally, besides most of like the main walls are like grey for like the insides and like the hallways. And I guess this is black and that's black, but this has got a lot of translucent elements as well, which you'll see in a bit. But generally, I think I've achieved in getting all of them at least mainly different colours. Mainly. I mean, the hot dog stand and the coffee shop are both tan, but mainly, I think I've done quite well. Here. Okay. So, yeah, she's doing wood. There's a ladder, one of those box movers, and a dial of something. I really like this stack of cylinder pieces in almost every Lego colour, besides a couple of the purples and pinks. And you'll notice that the orange one is actually a cone that's been tipped over and all over the floor. This is where sometimes my lack of pieces is actually helpful. The 1x1 cylinder in orange is actually quite a rare piece to find. It's barely been in any sets, so it's actually really hard to get a hold of. And although I said I'm not doing any Bricklink orders to finish this, so I wasn't going to get it anyway, I was just curious to see if there was any sets that I did own that had it, so I could know if I at least had one somewhere. But I didn't, evidently. So I just turned it over and said it's been knocked over by this guy, and now everyone's in distress, and it's given a purpose to this room. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. In fact, I've just noticed there's another window, so I can show it from a much better angle. Although now we're on the triple, these ones, so you see some there. And then on this wall there's just a big old line of tools. You can see that's where the 2 bits of glass separate, you can barely see through it. But it's just a bunch of tools. Moving on to this one, the arcade. Now this is a really fun one. In fact, I might take this one out to show you a bit closer. Okay, basically I can show you the arcade in 2 parts because this is how it comes apart. First I can show you these 3.5 builds. First we have a racing game of the same like Stunt Team Extreme whatever as in this toy brand's from. I think all these stickers are from the same set. So yeah, he's doing like a nice little thing there, playing this game. And there's a woman over here playing one of those like shooty games where you take a gun out and it's usually on a lead of some kind and you shoot monsters. So that looks quite good. And then there's like a like a dancing game. She's doing a good old flip over that. I like that build quite a lot. Here is the first half of the air hockey table. There's the guy in red. I've just realised how bad this angle is. I'm just trying to get my phone portrait through this gap. But I think you can generally still see everything. So, there's his face. He's hiding. Oh, he's there. So he's playing ice hockey over this side. Just realised the red stud from under his basher. It's not what it's called. It's gone missing, but it should be here because the other guy's got the blue one. So anyway, this is the other half of the air hockey table. This is again a design taken from a YouTube tutorial. I can't remember who it's by. Just search on YouTube Lego air hockey table and look for the one similar to this. That's the one I used. The rest of the arcade machines were all of my own design. These two are the lesser interesting ones. I just wanted to use up some different colours for this one. And I think it looks okay. And this one's just a small arcade machine. This one I like quite a lot. The punch bag machine. Again, in my own design. I'm pretty sure. I built this quite a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure I did look at some MOCs, but none of them really stood out to me, especially the height I wanted. It's a bit short, but you can like get it, like you can move it like how you would. There's a dial saying how high a score you got. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And there's the other, what's his name, air hockey player. Although I'm even much more happier with this little craft. This is like one of those driving games where it's like a car built into the machine. This is almost entirely like this panel and this like main chassis was taken from a, believe it or not, a junior's car set. Well, you can probably tell by that there. But I really like the way this looks like it's a game. You're chasing someone down. The car built in, I think, works really smoothly. And I think it actually just looks pretty bloody great. And when I do eventually tear this thing down, this small section will be one of the things I keep. Because I just really, really like it. So anyway, next floor. So the next level up is what you could basically call the food court area. Again, the lift carries up to every single floor, including the roof. We have a fast food restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, and a bank. I'll start with the main lobby area. Basically coming through there's a little cowboy and some people munching down on some food of some sorts. Santa's in the back having some milk and cookies, I guess. There's the fitness enthusiast disgusted by all the unhealthy foods being served here. If you look back into the kitchen, I think there's quite a nice like hot plate heat lamp tucked in there. See just behind the fast food worker pulling the pizza, and then you can see the chickens being cooked up in the pot of acid slime. There's some chicken being stored in the fridge, and there's the chef with the big like pizza oven, about to make a pizza and put it in the oven, which is over here. Yeah, I think that all looks quite good. And then there's a big pillar in here just to keep it stable, because otherwise there's quite a large open gap in the middle of this. There's a fish tank. I guess I can spin this around. There's a fish tank over here with some. There's a fish tank again for the 7th time over there. You can barely see in it, but it's there. And an octopus has jumped out onto this guy's head, leading nicely into the bank. Spin to the left or the right. In the back here, you see Batman is depositing some Bat Bucks, and then there's a Batman fan over here. He's very excited. In the posters, he's looking over at this wanted Joker poster from a Lego Batman movie collectible minifigure. This is the desk for all the people working at the bank, and then down there behind that door is the stairway, which, if you can see, leads to the stairs to the vault. And then around the corner, I don't really have much more ideas. There's some safety deposit boxes and just a big box of money, cause why not, eh? Security guards sort of falling back, but you get the idea. This side over here is my other favourite room. This is just the manager's office for the bank. I think there's some really cool little just designs here. I like these chairs. Don't know if I can really give them justice. But they're quite intricately made with dried bodies and all that. It's a nice potted plant. His diploma. He's got a computer. A fish tank up in the corner with a weird looking fish. That was a Simpsons collectible minifigure. Even some nice blinds which are made from the just grill pieces. I like the same blue colour. There's a little lamp, and there's just a standard bookcase up there. I really like it. A radiator down there, some drawers. I just think it looks really cool. Moving on, we have the Chinese restaurant. We'll start in the back of the restaurant first. Start from over here. There's just a fairly typical prepping area, like a stove and a blender. As you can see on top of there, there's a whole lot of fish. Like a sushi fish restaurant. There's some cups being washed up. And this guy's chopping up a lobster. You can see there's a big catch later. And there's some knives and very delicate utensils for cutting up seafood. I just realised over here there's also a rack of tools, including a fire extinguisher and a broom and things like that. If you go further, this roof is removable into the pantry. So you got some bananas, you've got cornflakes, you got apples, popcorn, tons of things that shouldn't be in a fridge. But I had space to put a load of stuff, and I had a lot of food pieces, so that's what I did with that. In here is an exceptionally tiny toilet, the second one, and if you look around here you can see that Joker's peeping out. Try to avoid Batman, so he's hiding in the toilets. And if you go further down, there's some customers being served, and there's a business meeting going on over here of some kind. And that's floor 4. Let's get to the top, baby. And here we are. We finally reached the top floor of this big old boy. Here we have a greenhouse, a hot dog stand, and a live music performance. So we'll start over. Again, very simple elevator. But next to it is a fire hydrant which has been busted, and it's leaking water all over the roof. And the fire captain is not very happy because the person supposed to be manning it is instead rocking out to this music show, whatever it is, and seems to be quite the crowd. Even some animals are getting involved. And there's a news report going on for that as well, which is all well and good. There's 2 people trying to get this to go, but it's not going. But why do they need it to go? Because the hot dog stand's on fire. Oh boy, it's on fire. You can see through the back windows, there's nothing but flames in there. Yeah, not doing too well. This is obviously based off the Lego Friends set, as well as my own pieces like these glass elements. And another hot dog stand I saw on a YouTube video. But I just realised I never gave these guys tables, but never mind. Who needs tables? This guy's trying to eat a hot dog, but I forgot he took his visor up. Pretty funny. And then, as I said, nice big show. Lots of big crowd. This guy's got his shirt off. Everyone around him's horrified, especially this guy here. Do you like my upside down camera? Unless I'm gonna guess no. Last but not least is the greenhouse and the flower shop. There's lots of flowers all around. It's kind of hard seeing this side, so you just gotta look on top. And they're quite annoyed that no one's going into their shop because they're all watching the big show. But I think that's about it. There it is, my first MOC on my new Lego channel. I don't think this is going to be exclusively a Lego channel, because I'm also interested in other things, like film and TV and stuff like that. So every now and again there'll be a film related video coming out, but mostly I'll be working on MOCs like this boy. And yeah, so it's about a month and a half of work, I'd say, in total. Building. I think it's pretty good. I don't build city stuff that often because I kind of find it boring, but you know, this works. My only few complaints are the windows, said before, the fact that I kind of completely ran out of dark green to finish the roof properly how I wanted to, and the fact that the walls kind of bend out completely like this. Because they're not connected to anything on the inside, they're just straight walls connected by this central line. Even this one, see the way it bends out? Yeah, it's not good, but hopefully you enjoyed this showcase. I've got lots of Lego related things to come, other MOCs, mainly Star Wars stuff, but every now and again I'll throw in something like the Lord of the Rings MOC. That'll be my next showcase probably, because I've got a big like siege like thing from Lord of the Rings that I can show off, and that'll be pretty fun. But in terms of this big boy, probably the last you'll see of it, because it's using a lot of my pieces, all of my glass, all of my green, all of my grey masonry, all my regular dark green brick, lots of tiles, and all the stuff inside. Where to start on that? But yeah, that's this thing. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and it wasn't too long. It's probably going to be quite long because there's a lot to see, and because I speak for way too long. So yeah, thanks for watching this 17-hour long video. Hope it was good. I don't know.